I just started my company. My wife is a W-2 employee. And I was thinking that, man, we're either like saving and maybe moving into into a house that isn't like our perfect future house, or it seemed a lot smarter if I wanted to benefit from real estate to, instead of just going out and buying a house that I could barely afford, to just start putting that money that I had set aside to buy a house and for future investments into these cash flowing assets.
Mm-hmm.
And I wanted to get in the game. So I started asking you, man, does it even make sense that as somebody who is renting currently, that I get into this? And that's how it all started, man. I remember you asking me, like, talk to me about what you're trying to accomplish.
Yeah.
And I remember thinking, listen, man, I really think that I'm very impressed with Jacksonville. I've been on the other side of the equation in Miami where like things were affordable and starting to get unaffordable. And I started thinking that it's too late for this, or like, why would I buy for something at this price right now? And I knew that I wanted to invest in Jacksonville, and I wanted to like start investing in real estate and start getting those things that I kept hearing on the show to start working for me. And then at that point, you were like, okay, that's what you want. What do you got? And I had a 401k that at that point, I wouldn't be able to just buy something straight up cash out of the old IRA. I probably had about like something along the lines of 50 grand in a money market fund with Merrill Lynch that I had just stocked away. That was part of my invested savings. And I probably had about 40 G's in the bank account that I like to keep for rainy day purposes.
Yeah. I just remember that conversation of the primary home, and then the investment properties. And I think that's one that comes up sometimes. I know some of our clients sort of have to defend that action of like buying rental properties before you buy your own primary residence. And I wish it's one question that people would ask themselves more, right? Because if you live in a really high priced neighborhood, or you live in a really high priced market in a really high priced neighborhood, there are so many good things that you can do with your money before you buy your primary home, and people feel like wrong about it. But it is a very smart, wise financial move. It's been a really smart financial move for you, as we're going to see here in your journey.
And I'd like to add one other context to that. It's you're in an expensive market and you're renting, or maybe you are in an affordable market, but you're in transition. For me, the reason why I didn't want to buy my forever home, but I still wanted to invest in real estate, even though I was living in that affordable market that I could have bought the home, is that I was in transition. I believe that in this world right now that we are in the Zoom economy, right? Like we can live anywhere, and you're not really sure that you want to live in, I don't know, Port Charlotte, Florida for the next 10 years, or even Atlanta, Georgia. That's still a pretty affordable market, or all these different places. You can still invest in an asset that pays for itself. That's real estate, that doesn't hold you down, that if you ever do want to buy your forever home, at least you're going to be selling from real estate to real estate and getting that upside.
I think, to me, if you're buying your primary home, there's not a return on investment decision there. If you're buying a primary home, it's about what's the best thing for my family. I'm not putting a return on investment on that.
It's an emotional
It's like this, I'm going to put down roots in this community. Those are the types of things that I think about when I bought my most recent primary home. If that's not important to you for any reason, if your family doesn't need a new home, if your family doesn't need to put down roots in a community for whatever reason at that exact moment, if you are in transition, then you don't have to buy the primary. There's this beautiful opportunity for you to make your funds move in a more risk mitigated way, which is where we landed for you on the investing in rental property decision.